With 2 weeks remaining in the regular season of Big 12 football, for two teams, it's simple. Win and you're in. Welcome to Inside the Big 12, everybody. I'm your host, Morgan Uber. Iowa State and Oklahoma are both knocking on the door to play for a Big 12 conference title here in 2020. West Virginia, though, could play spoiler not once, but twice. Both the Sooners and Cyclones still have yet to face the Mountaineers. For Oklahoma, they've been here before. They've won the last 5 Big 12 conference championships. The way this season started, though, it looked like that streak was coming to an end. They dropped back-to-back games to start conference play against Kansas State and Iowa State. But since then, the Sooners are right back in the thick of it after winning 5 games in a row. In the last 3 games, the numbers, they speak for themselves. The Sooners have outscored their opponents, get this, 165-50. All 3 phases of the game got hot at the right time. Plus, the Sooners got running back Ramondre Stevenson and defensive end Ronnie Perkins back after that 6-game suspension. In addition to playing their makeup game next weekend against West Virginia, the Sooners have to face Baylor this weekend. The Bears quarterback, Charlie Brewer, he's fresh off of a career-high game. He completed 80% of his passes in a come-from-behind victory against Kansas State. The Sooners must win both of their final games against Baylor and West Virginia in order to make it to AT&T Stadium on December 19th. If they were to drop one, Oklahoma State likely would be one of 2 teams to get in. That other team, they've waited 108 years for this moment. Iowa State could potentially be playing for its first conference title since 1912. From the way that this season started, it speaks volumes about the culture that head coach Matt Campbell has created in Ames. The Cyclones dropped their very first game of the season against Louisiana, and now the unprecedented success, it speaks for itself. The Cyclones have the best conference record in program history. For the first time ever, they defeated Oklahoma and Texas in the same season. They have the most productive tight end unit in the country, plus they have quarterback Brock Purdy, who holds 23 school records. The Cyclones are all alone at number 1 in the Big 12 conference standings, led by the nation's number 1 running back, Breece Hall. He joins me right now in the Big 12 studios. Breece, this team is just 1 win away from playing for Iowa State's first conference title since 1912. What makes this the special team to potentially engrave your names in history?
It really just starts with our seniors and our leadership. A lot of those guys were here when we were the laughingstock of the Big 12. And, a lot of those guys have really just worked their butts off to really just help the program and just keep everybody accountable and really express Coach Campbell's vision and turn it into their vision. So I just felt like it started with them, and then it just trickles down to our underclassmen and everything like that. So really just with our team, we just try to hold everybody accountable, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever it is, like whatever the case may be. We just hold each other accountable, and we come in and day out and just work hard.
To be 9 games in and be not just the best running back in the Big 12, but the best running back in the country, what in your game got you to this level of success?
Really, for me, it's just trying to be an all-around back, whether it's pass blocking, whether it's running the ball or catching the ball. I just try to be 3-dimensional and just coming out and just playing hard as much as I can for as long as I can. So I really just try to do whatever I can to help the team out and do what I have to put our team in a good spot.
Your offensive line just recently named to the Joe Moore Award watch list for the nation's best O-line. What's made this unit such a force this season?
Really just them, just because they're a tight-knit group and they hold each other accountable. We had a couple of injuries at the beginning of the season, and really there was no slack. A lot of the younger guys like Daryl Simmons and Jake Grimsberg, they've really just came in and kept up the pace, and it's really just because of our seniors and upperclassmen like Colin Newell, Derek Schweiger, and Sean Foster. They've really just been just staying on those guys, the young guys, the guys that are just as old as them, just really staying on everybody and making sure everybody's on the same page. So if someone does go down, then somebody can step in and we won't have any problem. That chemistry will still be there.
What do you credit that offensive chemistry to?
Just the coaches, and then just the coaches and the players. We all work our butts off to really just get better every day, whether it's the coaches to become better coaches, play callers, situation managers, and whether it's the players, just us coming in working hard, whether it's running a route, blocking, and really just that mental part of the game. So I feel like we're all just working hard at each aspect of the game right now.
After the Texas win, you said that there is a 5-star culture about this Iowa State program. Breece, what's the inside meaning of a 5-star culture?
Obviously here we don't have we don't have the best players. You know, we don't get those 5 stars, the guys with all the offers and everything like that. So that 5-star culture just means that we have guys who are really just willing to come here and grind it out and just really just work their hardest to get better. Because, like, you know, those 4 and 5-star guys, they might have all the natural talent, but here, you know, we just have that grit and grind. And you know, we love the type of dogfights that other guys don't want. We know that we don't have the best players, we don't have the most talented guys, but you know, we're really just tied into our culture and working hard and getting better and just doing the things that other guys won't do.
Last year against West Virginia, you had your big breakout game as a true freshman, 3 rushing touchdowns and 132 yards. How high is the bar set this go around in facing the Mountaineers?
I wouldn't really say the bar is set high. You know, obviously we want to come out and win and play a good game. But for me, just really, like I said, just coming in and doing what I got to do to put my team in a good spot. That was my breakout game last year, but I don't look at it as I had to have a great game or a breakout game. You know, I just got to be the best Breece Hall I can be.
Your head coach, Matt Campbell, basically predicted that outcome of your big breakout game against West Virginia, saying to you, your time to shine was just around the corner. How has his continued belief and trust in you played a role in your success?
It's a lot, you know. Our relationship is we're real tight, and you know, we just count on each other a lot. You know, we're real hard on each other. So he's always on me, and it really just pushes me to be the best. Like I said, the best Breece Hall, the best player I can be, and you know, he's really helping me in terms of just like becoming a leader, becoming a better player, and really just becoming more consistent on and off the field. So for him, it's just great for him to be my coach. You know, he's just hard on me because he knows I can take it, and he wants me to be the best I can be.
Your quarterback, Brock Purdy, 23 school records.
Yeah.
How does his elite ability bring out the best in you?
You know, Brock, he's real. I wouldn't say he's uptight, but he's always real serious, and he's always, like I said, he's one of the main leaders on our team. So he's always holding everybody accountable. So for me to be next to him, you know, he always makes sure I'm on my stuff, and he's always making sure I'm good, and I'm just holding myself accountable. And then us being in the backfield, being 2 of the main guys on the team, we just make sure we're holding everybody accountable. And we really just try to uplift everybody. So if we're playing at a high level, we just try to uplift everybody so they can play at as high as a level as us.
Is Brock Purdy as good of a roommate as he is a quarterback?
Oh, for sure. You know, he's real chill. He's real goofy and funny. You know, we're always messing around and playing around when we're at home. So it's always real fun.
When you got to Iowa State, you chose to wear the number 28, just like legendary running back Troy Davis. Mm-hmm. How much has honoring and representing that number played a role in your accomplishments this season?
You know, Troy Davis was a great back, and, you know, he's done a lot. You know, he kind of put Iowa State on the map in terms of his success, you know, almost getting the Doak Walker Award and almost getting the Heisman. So for me to just be able to wear that 28, you know, it's an honor, and I really just step out on the field and just try to, you know, bring it week in and week out. So I just really just try to live up to his name, I guess.
Speaking of the Heisman, you're beginning to climb the charts. When I say Hall for Heisman, you say what?
You know, it's cool and all, and I think, you know, I always say with team success comes with individual success. So I feel like, you know, our play is speaking for what we do, and that's going to speak for what I do. So as long as my team is doing good, then I'm good. I don't care about any other things, to be honest.
Breece, thanks so much for taking the time to join me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's take a look at the football schedule for this weekend. There are 3 11 a.m. games. Oklahoma State will travel south to Fort Worth to take on TCU. Kansas will be in Lubbock to face the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas heads to the Little Apple to face the Kansas State Wildcats. The midday matchup is a big one. Circle this one on your calendar, 2:30 p.m. Central on ESPN. West Virginia will try to slow down Breece Hall and the Cyclones. The final game of the day is a night game in Norman. Baylor travels north of the Red River to take on Oklahoma. We quickly pivot here to talk some Big 12 basketball. Tuesday tipped off the 10-day-long Big 12 Big East battle. The first game of the battle took place on Tuesday night. Oklahoma State took care of business against Marquette 70-62. The big one, keep your eye on Creighton versus Kansas. It doesn't get much better than this. We got a top 10 matchup with the Jayhawks hosting the Blue Jays next Tuesday, December 8th. Another matchup to keep your eye on, Texas at Villanova. This could be a big-time statement win for head coach Shaka Smart and the Longhorns program. This is by far the deepest and most experienced group that Coach Smart has had in Austin. That one is this Sunday at 12 p.m. Central. This week, I joined my Big East counterpart, John Fanta, to preview some of these matchups. I give you Big 12 players to watch out for. Plus, I even share my Big 12 dark horse. You can find that right now on the Big East Twitter page, as well as on my social media at Morgan_Uber. That wraps up this episode, though, of Inside the Big 12. Thanks, as always, for watching, and stay well, everybody.